Hello everyone. In the last class, we have discussed about the introduction to the Python and types of errors, debuggings, and some other related topics to introduction of the Python. Now, in this section, we will discuss about the types of errors and its effects in the programming. So now let us discuss about the types of errors. So in Python programming, there are three types of errors. One is syntax error. Second one is runtime error, and third one is semantics errors. So let us discuss each and every error in the Python programming. So syntax errors. So guys, you may know you will get many doubts. And also, I will discuss one thing. So, whenever you do any programs or whenever you implement any code and you will run some programs, you will get an error. So, some people will get some types of errors and some other people will get other types of errors. And different people, different types of errors will be um, available in the Python. So different people get different errors. So let us discuss what type of errors we have and what type of error we will get when implementing the code. So first one, syntax error. So what is the syntax error? So a syntax error means a syntax error in Python is an error that occurs when the code does not follow the syntax rules of the language. So there are some rules related to the syntax of the Python. So if you do not follow any rules regarding the Python, and if you implement the code without any syntax rules of the Python, definitely you will get an error. So if you do not want to get an error, you have to follow the syntax rules and you have to implement the code without any error of the syntax. So that is the main thing. So this when you do not follow syntax rules, you will get a syntax errors. So here you see, Python can only execute a program if the program is syntactically correct. So whenever you write a program and when you implement any code, if your code is syntactically correct regarding the syntax, it means if your program follow the syntax rules perfectly, then only it executes the program. Otherwise, it will fail and it will give an error message. Next one. Syntax refers to the structure of the program. It means what does syntax means? It is the structure of the program. It means syntax defines the structure. It means program structure. So whatever the structure that we are giving in the code, that defines its syntax. So if you give the perfect structure and perfect syntax, then we don't get any problem. Otherwise, we will get an error. And the rules about the structure. It means syntax means structure of the program and rules about the structure. So it means you have to give the perfect structure and also you have to follow the perfect rules for that structure. So for example, sentence must be begin with a capital letter and end with a period. So this sentence contains a syntax error. So that is one. For most readers, a few syntax errors are not a significant problem. For some readers who will read the program and who will read some other languages. So there will contain some syntax errors related to that program. So most of that readers will not consider that errors as a more significant problem. They will consider it as a light and they will take it as easy. But whereas coming to the Python, it will not forgive any error. It means uh, it will not think it is only one type of error like that. It will not forgive. It means it will not accept. Even if you give any single syntax error also, it will give an error. Suppose you written a code and if you are implementing a code, sometimes you may forget to give any space or if there is an error in between the program that the Python will consider that one also because it is a interpretable language. It means it checks line by line. That's why Even there is a small mistake in the program also, it will print an error only. It will not forgive. It will not forgive and it will print the output. Definitely it will give it will throw an error message and it quits from that program. And also we cannot able to run that program also. So that's why we have to be careful with the Python because it is interpretable and it will check line by line. It means you have to write the code without any error, line by line only. When you write the code perfectly line by line without any error, then only you can able to run the program successfully. That's all. So we can see some causes of syntax errors. So what are the causes of some syntax errors? Means missing columns. So if you miss any column after any loops, that is a syntax error. So I will discuss these loops in the further classes and also I will explain the what will happen if you miss semicolon over there. So missing columns is also a syntax error. Next, incorrect indentation. It means space related to space. If you do not give any perfect space after loops or after um, loops and after during the function calls, it will give a syntax error. That is also comes under syntax only. Next one, misspell keywords. Uh, if you misspell any keyword, like there is a print keyword, instead of print, if you give print, it will give a syntax error. That is also comes under syntax error only. Unmatched parentheses, brackets, or braces. If you are given any parentheses or any brackets or any braces, if you open the bracket and if you do not close the bracket, if you open the parenthesis and if you do not close the parenthesis for a sentence, it is also an error that comes under syntax error only. So I will explain with an example. Let us see. So if from print see now, have you checked here? We got syntax error. Here you see it is explaining which error as expected. It means after giving the condition, we need to give semicolon colon at the end of the conditional loops. So here we missed that. That's why it has given syntax error. So we will now I have given this a semicolon at the end of the statement. Now let us check. Again it has given indentation error. This indentation error also comes under syntax error. Why it is indentation means after closing this sentence with semi colon, we, we have to give some space. That is indentation. That is called indentation. This type of things will be discussed in further. So let us see. So here you see indentation, expected and indented block. So there will be some indented block after if statement. So you have to follow that rule. Check. Now let us see that. So at the end of the column, if you give the column and if you press the enter button, you will here it will give some indented block. It means that it will give some space. So you can extend the space wherever, but it should not come straight away to the if. Now see, it will not give any error. But have you seen now? Yes, this is the perfect thing. Otherwise, also you can, if you print like this, you see over here. Here you are seeing red color line below the print. So it means it is an error. So you can give space up to one. You can say space two, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. It means you can move the statement to the right side up to wherever you want. So that is syntax error. Next one. So here you see name error. It means name print is not defined. It means name error is also comes under the syntax error only. So your print is not available for in the predefined function. So you need to give proper keyword. So if you miss any proper keyword also, it will give. It is also a syntax error. Now you see print I have given. So here it is giving proper output. So these are the syntax errors. So you will get that out. How to identify syntax errors. So identifying syntax errors is very easy in Python programming because here we are using interpreter. So interpreter checks the line by line. So whenever you are printing line by line, there only it will show whether the error is present or not. So whether if there is any error present over there, it will give um, some red color below that statement, or it will show some other like that it will show. So you will get a clear message from the interpreter also. So whenever you are doing mistake in that line, automatically the interpreter will identify your mistake and it will give clear mistake. Like that you can be able to identify the errors. Sometimes also it will give a tricky situation. In the tricky situation, you need to depend on your um, you need to depend on your syntax. You should not depend on interpreter. At that time also it will give so another way of rectifying your another way of rectifying your syntax error is reading error message. So whenever it throws an error message, you need to read an error. After reading an error, it will give us it will give some clue in that error. You need to identify that clue and you need to identify the mistake and you need to rectify that. And also using an IDE. So if you use integrated development also, it will identify syntax errors and also it will give some real-time feedbacks also. So how to fix the syntax error means you need to read the message or whatever the error message you got it, you need to read that and you need to fix that error. Next one, runtime errors. So I think you understand what is syntax error. So now we'll discuss about the runtime error, what is runtime error, and how to handle the runtime error. And let us see with practical examples also. So what is runtime error means? Runtime error will occur during program execution. So after compiling your program, you will find some errors like zero division error or some index out of bound error or some types of errors will be there. So after compiling only these errors will be thrown. So those type of errors are called runtime errors. So these errors will be thrown at runtime only. So here you can see the second type of error is the runtime error, so called because the error does not appear until you run the program. So syntax error means it will appear before you run the program. But your runtime error means after running your program only it will appear. It means runtime error will appear during the execution of the program. That's why it is called runtime error. These errors are also called expectations because they usually indicate that something exceptional has happened. exceptions. Sorry, these errors are also called exceptions. So runtime errors are also called by exceptions because why they are called as exceptions means sometimes they will they will indicate some exceptional error has been occurred in your program and please check it. Like that, those type of errors will be happen over there. So these type of errors will be identified during the execution of the program. Next one, runtime errors are where in the simple programs we will see in the first three chapters. So these runtime errors will happen very rarely. Unlike syntax errors, these errors are very rare to happen. Syntax errors are most frequently will happen in the program, but in runtime errors, these are very rare cases which will happen and which will cause problem in the program. That is. So we'll see some examples regarding these runtime errors also. So let me explain with an example. So here we are going with collaboration. So before going explaining an example, I will say some of the examples related to runtime errors. First, division by zero. So anything divided by zero is also an error. It comes under runtime error. After performing division only, we will know whether it is divisible or not. Like that, it is comes under runtime error. Next one, performing an operation on incompatible types. So if you perform any operation regarding incompatible types, it means unsupported types of data that also comes under runtime errors only. Next one, act, trying to access a file that does not exist. So if you are trying to access a file, but the file is not existing over there, so that also will cause runtime error. So let us see example. So x equal to 11, y equal to 0, print x by y. Now we will see what will happen. Have you seen that zero division error? This is called zero division error. The zero division error also comes under runtime error only. Have you seen here? After printing only the error is showing. Before printing, it does not show even red line also. See, here, see here. It is not showing any red line also. That's why it is called runtime error. Only during the execution only it will show an error. So after execution only it will show what type of error it is and how it is happening like that. So this is runtime error. Next one, semantics errors. So we will see semantics error also. Please wait 1 minute, guys. On the back side. So semantic error. So sometimes we will call semantic error also as logic error also. It is also called as logical error also. It means we are missing some logics in the program. So if you miss any logic in the program, it will give an error. That type of error is called semantic error. So here you see, if there is a semantic error in your program, it will run successfully in the sense that the computer will not generate any error message, but it will not do the right thing. It will do something else. So, unlike semantics and runtime error, if you have any semantic error, it means if you have missed any logic, it will not print any error. It will run successfully. It means the whatever the program that you have run, it will run successfully, and also it will not generate any error messages. It means not give any errors also. Here you need to only do, you need to find that logic, where the logic that you have is, that is semantic errors. So, and also it will not do any right thing. It means it will not give any right output, or it will not give any proper output like that. It will give something else. So if we will expect one output, it will give another output. Like that, semantic errors will perform. That's why you need to have logic. So this, that's why it is called logical error. It means these type of errors will be identified by writing logics. It means you need to have proper logic, and you need to implement in a logical way, so that that logic should not make any mistake during the program. And also specifically it will do what you told it to do. So what you will told to whatever you tell to the program, it also will do same like that only. The problem is that the program you write is not the program you wanted to write. It means whatever the program that you have written is not the actual program that you want to write. So you want to implement some code, but you have written the code and you have forgotten the logic. But that is not the actual program what you thought, but you have written. So that is the problem, and that is the meaning of the program. And also, it will change entire meaning of the program. So once you miss the logic, the entire meaning will be changed. So there is a small difference between the proper input and missing logic input. So you need to rectify that. Identifying semantic errors can be tricky, but it requires you to work backward by looking at the output of the program and trying to figure out what it is doing. It means if you want to identify semantic errors, means it is very tricky, because unlike semantic errors, it will not show an error message, or it will not give message from interpreter. Unlike from runtime errors also, it will not give any error after completion of the program. It will not give any error message also. That's why you need to be very tricky. It means you need to understand the logic. You need to think the logic, where the logic that you have been missed. So you need to work on it. So if you want to run the program successfully, means you need to have proper syntax. You need to have, you need to understand runtime errors also. After that, you need to have good logic also. By having those three things, you will become definitely a successful programmer, and you can able to run any program easily. So you need to have those three things. And if you want to become a professional programmer, you need to maintain these basic things, and you need to figure out what it is doing. It means the program, whatever the background program is doing, you need to understand the logic. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand the error, and also difficult to find the error. So we will see some one or two examples to understand the semantics error. So we will discuss one example regarding about the semantic errors. So semantic errors. So we will have a lot of examples to understand the semantic errors. It is very easy. So So here see, int a equal to hello. Otherwise, we will go another example. So guys, these are the types of errors in the Python that we have. So we need to understand each and every type of error. And we need to overcome those type of errors. So whenever you overcome those type of errors and whenever you become you learn those type of errors, find the errors, rectify the errors, definitely you will become a professional programmer, and also you will do a lot of projects without any error. So this is the today's topic that we have seen right now. So I think everyone have understood my topic, and whatever that I have taught in this session, you have cleared. So hope everything is fine for everyone. So we will discuss some other things in the next class. So till then, bye. So and also there is a small thing that if you really like the session and if you really like my content and if you really enjoy my session, please comment CFBR so that it will reach other people also. They will also get beneficial from my session. So here I am winding up my session. So thank you guys.